What's up guys, MiddleAgedGamer here and we're playing Transport Fever today. I'm going to give you a no-nonsense walkthrough on the Wild West mission for the America campaign on how to get 5 out of 5 gold medals on the first go-through. Again, if you want to learn how to play this, do not watch this video. This is solely if you played the mission before and can't really figure out how to quite get all the gold medals in one go-through. This is definitely going to help you out. And there may be better ways out there. I haven't watched any other videos, haven't looked at anybody else's strategy. This is strictly from me playing the mission 2 or 3 times in a row. So again, hopefully you guys enjoy this. It's going to be, again, a no-nonsense walkthrough. But I do highly suggest you play the mission before watching this video. Let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to go ahead and continue the campaign. We're going to do the Wild West mission. And again, here's the 5 gold medals that we have to get. And let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go. So I'm not going to go and have you listen to everything. We're going to go ahead and get into this real quick. First thing you want to do is basically set up the grain farm to the grain storage. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to go really quick. So let's go ahead and set up 2 truck stations. Again, try to save as much money as possible when setting these up. Every little bit counts. Go ahead and set up another one over here by the grain farm. And then we're going to set up a truck depot as well, or road depot, whatever you want to call it. Again, saving as much money as possible. Click on the road depot. We're going to buy 6 horse wagons right here. It's a good number to have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we want to set up the line for all of these to go from the truck. Set line, new line. Going from the truck depot, or going between the truck depots, I should say. There we go, and we'll go ahead and hit play, which it's already playing. And so the grain will actually come out automatically to this truck depot and be stored up on the right hand side, and these horse and buggies will actually pick up the grain, transport it over here, which in turn actually goes into the grain storage right here. So let's go ahead and speed it up to 3x. Again, we do have to deliver 4 out of 4 of the grain to move forward. So I'm going to go ahead and start the mission. You can see it says deliver grain 0 of 4. So I have to deliver 4 of these to get that. And unfortunately, we can't actually start building our train line until we finish this part of the mission. It's just the way it works. Kind of want you to go in order. Let's go ahead and do 3x again. So we got a while. And you can see the grain starting to store up right there. Each of these buggies can hold 4. And I found that 6 may be a little bit overkill, but horse buggy will never go empty. With 6, you could probably get away with doing 5. But this will all basically be profitable. You won't be losing money on these horse and buggies. You can see it's only picking up 1 or 2 right there. Took me a little bit to figure out how to set up the lines with the depots and everything, but I pretty much got it down pat, at least for this particular mission. And I just want to show you one thing real quick. You can tell what they're carrying and how much. He's carrying 4 grain, which I think will give me 2 up here, but we'll find out here in a second. And I'll go back to 3x if I need to here in a minute. So he's just dropping off his goods right there. Okay, so that counted as 1 so far. Let's go ahead and 3x to the next buggy. Next buggy's carrying 2 grain. Oh, we got 2 grains delivered right there. So I guess it just takes time to go from the depot to the storage is what that is then. There we go. So now we got to go from Cheyenne, which is right here, to Laramie. And you don't want to go through the mountains, obviously, because of cost. We're going to go through this little valley along the road. Again, you want to be as careful when laying train tracks as possible. Use as little expense as you can, and sometimes you need to do that just by laying shorter sections typically. So go ahead and do this. I'm trying to save as much money as possible. Sometimes if you do a long line, it will build a bridge or dig into the ground too much and cost extra money. So that's why I'm laying the shorter sections. And you can put the station pretty much on the right hand side. You can go either way. And I'll show you a little trick once we get a little bit further as well. So go ahead and lay the station for Laramie right here. Again, use as little money as possible. There we go. And let's go ahead and lay the rest of the track real fast. That's costing too much money, so let's do this right here. Again, that's costing way too much money. I didn't want to spend that kind of money on a bridge. Let me go back just a little bit. Let's redo this again. There we go. That's much better. Still fairly expensive, but not as bad as $300,000 just to get over the water. So let's go ahead and connect the cities. Hopefully that bridge didn't cost me too much right there. You can see the extra land going in and up cost me extra. Let's go ahead and pause it. And we've got to get rid of this Indian problem first. Again, this is just what I pick. You can pick your own thing. I go ahead and bribe the Indians with the fire water is what I do. And this is going to allow us to set up what basically makes all of our money. It's going to be taking the iron ore from up here down to the factory right here, which is the Laramie Tools factory. It turns the iron ore into tools. And then we have to transport the tools from this building down to the industrial. If you don't transport the tools, what will happen is the production will go up initially up here at the iron ore mine, but then it will go down once the factory is full of tools because the tools have nowhere to go. And so you'll actually end up losing money and failing the mission. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how to do this real quick. Let's get into the trains real fast. And we want to do freight. So it's on passenger right now. We're going to go ahead and select freight. And we're going to do this freight station, which basically has a stop right there. I'm going to go take it off. You have to be playing the game to be able to do that. So go ahead and put that right there. And we want to make as straight a destination as possible to the iron ore up here. So we're going to go ahead and select train again. Again, the same type of station, just turn it around. And you can rotate using the N and M keys on the keyboard right there in case you're wondering. Just want to make sure I'm facing the right direction. Let me go ahead and face just a little bit that way. There we go. And again, a lot of times when you first lay the track, you'll go around this way. And that's not the way you want to do it. You want to make it as close as possible. So we'll go ahead and lay track real fast. And we just want to go straight at the iron ore up there. I could have laid the station a little bit straighter, but that's fine. There we go. And the most important thing you want to do right now is go ahead and set up the train depot real quick. So we'll go right here. And let's put, in fact, I'm going to lay the track first just in case. Let's set it over. I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's actually do the train depot first. What I should have done is done a different ending right there where I could go straight across and put the train depot there. That's fine. It's not a big deal. We'll go ahead and put it over here. Then connect the track. There we go. Oh, that's not ideal. That didn't work. Again, wasting money right there. Let's try this again. Hopefully I gave myself enough room. There we go. Nope, still not working. It's saying too much curvature. Alright, let's try to go back. Let's redo this whole section. How about that? Almost screwed myself on that, but I got it, so. There's easier ways to do that. Could have used the other type of depot and then run the tracks across the road and put the train depot right here. It would have been probably the easiest way, but neither here or there. Hopefully that didn't hurt us enough. So let's go ahead and get a train going. This is what's going to make our money. Okay, so you have the general and the 6 wheels. Go ahead and go with the 6 wheels. It's much cheaper, about half the cost, but the running costs are about half the cost as well. And you only get about 5 extra kilometers per hour with the general. So we want to do the Baldwin. And you're going to buy 6 gondolas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we need to go ahead and set the line. So the line's going to start here at the Lower Laramie, and it's going to go up to the iron ore, which is rolling south. And you can see the train's already moving out, which is good. By the time it gets up there, there should be some iron ore in the station. We're going to keep it in 1X while I go ahead and set up the truck depot right here as well. And so next is we'll go ahead and install a depot real quick. And then we're going to install a truck station for the freight right here. We can do that. And this is kind of interesting, and I'll explain this in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and set up a bus station. It doesn't really make sense. A bus stop, I should say, down here in the industrial section, which it actually covers this portion of the industrial. Actually, it almost covers the whole town. You can see kind of the stuff up there. So let's go ahead and set it up right there. And the only reason we're putting a stop there is so we can make a line. So we're going to buy 4 vehicles from here. Again, horse wagons to carry freight. And I'll explain all this here in a minute, but 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to set the line. We need a new line to go from this freight station down to the bus stop area. There we go. And they're off and running. So basically what we just did, so you guys are wondering, we have a train that's going to be carrying iron ore from up here. Again, you can see the iron ore is already loading up. It automatically loads from the mine over here onto this freight station. And you can see the production, it's only at 6. The production will go up by the time we get back and forth 1 or 2 times. So it's going to take the iron ore all the way down to this station and unload it. Automatically unloads into the tool factory. The iron ore makes tools. And then we have the tools that will load up here at Laramie Central and get transferred down into town. Again, if you don't transfer the tools, this will fill up with tools, stop production, which in turn stops the production at the mine up there, if that makes sense. Anyways, here's the fun part. We got to go into 3X. So let's go ahead and do that. And again, production is going to be relatively low, so we may not be able to actually lay track or do anything else until 1 or 2 runs of this is actually up. And I apologize for not having any music, but I'm afraid that YouTube will actually not let me monetize the video with the game music in here. Whatever you do, do not take out a loan, but our goal is to not hit 0 down here as well. So I'm going to leave it in 3X since we got a while. And this is not really going to make any money, but it should pay for the train expenses up front. So it's loading up. Again, we're not full, about 3.5 carts full right there. But the production is slowly going up. You can see the production's already at 54. And that will get closer to 100 as time goes on as well. So it's very important. A lot of times when I first started, I would make this track go all the way out here and go all the way back in. And it just takes much longer for the train to do a curved route as opposed to just going straight for it. And if you're worried about the contour lines of the mountain, you can see right there, you just don't want to get too close to these contours because then your building expenses go up quite a bit. Alright, so again, we're getting close to 0K, which is not good. If you hit 0K, the game is over at that point. But we don't want to take out a loan either, otherwise we can't get all the gold medals. Okay. I'm not going to build anything after this run. I'm going to let the train go back up. We just have enough expenses for it to go back and forth at this point. I did want to explain the gold medals real quick that we have to get. We have to find the hidden gold nugget, which sometimes for some reason is not popping up for me up here. Neither, I guess, here or there at this point. But I'll show you guys how to get that. And we have to take the route past all the wells in the desert, which we'll be doing once we connect to Rollins. Tool factory, we already set up that. So it says act with foresight and build up a stockpile of tools as early as possible. We're already building up tools right now, so we'll get that metal automatically. The hard one, or the two hardest ones, be faster than the Central Pacific Railroad and complete the route before 1874. This is very hard to do. And then also, happy investors, make your backers happy, never exceed your budget. And what they mean by that is never take out a loan up here. Okay. So again, I'm not going to build any more track for the time being. I'm going to let this train get back up to the mine and deliver some more iron ore. And hopefully there's more ore there by the time the train gets there. You can see just by clicking on here, we have 28 waiting for us right now. This will automatically go up based off the production of the mine over here. You can physically see the representation down here and on here. There we go, it's loading up. Again, not all the way full, which is okay, but we got a little bit more than last time. It's about 4 3/4 right there, which should give us some more money. And we'll be able to start building the track on up to Rollins. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this passenger station. I'm going to connect the track from here. And I'm going to go over to our existing line right here to save a little bit of money instead of running a whole new line all the way down to Rollins. I'm going to try to use as much of this track as possible. And then once I get to Rollins, I will actually break off of this track as well and connect to the passenger station over here. So I'll show you guys how to do that here in just a minute. Again, running pretty low on funds right now, so I'm a little nervous about that. I don't remember ever being this low. We just got to be careful on how much we spend. It gave us 300,000, so we can spend about 100,000 in track if we want to right now and be okay. Let's go ahead and start building this. Again, sometimes building little sections. You can hear the train actually go by outside my house right now, which is pretty crazy. There we go. I'm going to connect this. There it goes. Again, we don't have to worry about signaling or anything in this particular mission. That's something we'll go over in future missions. Alright, so at least we're going to have a full train this time around. I'm not going to build any more track or stations until we make this delivery right here. And our goal is to get a train set out, a passenger train, by around 1870, because it takes about 3 years to go from this station through all the stations up to our final destination up here, which we'll go over here in a little bit as well. So keeping it in 3x. Don't want to waste you guys' time, just want to show you what to do. And hopefully you got some insight on how the game works already, even though I'm not explaining everything in a lot of detail. If you have any questions up until this point or throughout the mission, please comment below. Also, you can follow me at twitch.tv/MiddleAgedGamer, where I did live stream this mission about 2 or 3 times before I actually made this video. Okay, so we're down to about 190K, which we're doing okay on funds right now. That's positive. And we'll probably go ahead and connect to Rollins next, more than likely. You can see the tools piling up right there as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and connect to Rollins. We'll leave it in 3x. And what we want to do is get a passenger terminal. And we want to point towards Evanston up there, so let's go ahead and connect. Let's go and do that right there. And the fun part's building the track. Again, we're going to go straight over as much as possible. And once we connect this, it should go ahead and pop that we connected to Rollins. There it goes. We're already exploiting the iron ore deposits right here. And again, we got a full train that's going to load up right now. You guys can see that, which is good. And we can go ahead and build a little bit more track, about maybe 100,000 worth at the most. And we got to make our way past all these wells to get one of the metals before we get up to Evanston. So again, just got to be really conscious of how you build the track, save as much money as possible. Let's see where the train's at. I don't want to get too low on funds. Can probably build one more small section real fast. Just want to wait till this delivery's done to build any more, just in case. I really don't like being below 100,000 if at all possible. Okay. I'll build about another 2 sections right now. So make sure we go past all the wells again. There we go. All right, so going past all the wells, which is one of the metals that we have to get. And I'm going to hold off on building any more, see how we are on funds as the train goes back. Again, you can see them transfer the tools that load up here from the factory. And they're just taking it into town, which will actually expand the town slowly but surely and add some industrialization to there as well. And I didn't really go into detail, but again, you definitely want to get the cheapest locomotive. And I'll show you guys why real quick. I think I've already really explained it. So, it doesn't have really good tractive effort. It's only 25 kN compared to the 40 kN. So not much power, but the running costs are a lot lower, and the top speed's 40. The running costs are almost double with the general. And it costs a lot more to buy up front, but the running costs are also about double per year. So that's the reason why we go with the cheaper locomotive. And it's really the only way I've found to properly do the scenario. Can it be done with the general? Maybe. I don't really know offhand. I haven't been able to do it personally. But it's not to say that someone can't do it out there. Again, I haven't watched anybody else's videos or strategy as of yet. Oh, I'm going to click on this. So let's go ahead and connect to Evanston real quick. Building passenger terminal. Again, want to make sure it's kind of facing the right direction, which it is right there. And I think we have enough money to go ahead and connect this. It shouldn't cost that much. There we go. So long story short, there's three options. You can put off paying workers, you can pay the workers, or you can build a bridge in Ogden. However, if you build the bridge, which costs about $70,000 to $80,000, you'll get hit for about a $200,000 bill. So we're basically going to go ahead and pay off the workers. I don't want to pay them off quite yet until I know I have enough funds coming from this train on down. We're getting closer to 1870, which is about the time when we want to actually start our entire journey from Cheyenne all the way through all of the towns up to here. But we'll see how we do. Hopefully I'm not running late. I don't think I am. Again, I'll probably pay out the workers here in just a minute as well. Just gonna wait till this train gets close. I think it's gonna be okay if I did it right now, but I just don't want to go bankrupt. Okay, let's go ahead and pay out the workers right now. So I can't actually build up there for some reason. I'm not sure why. Let's go ahead and do the gold nugget part real quick. I'll put it in slower mode right now, or I guess regular speed I should say. So to get the golden nugget, it says there's a clue in Laramie. Or did I already select that? So where's Laramie? Is it down here? Let's click on the question mark right there. There we go. So there's a big clue on here. It's where the tree overlooks the rock. And you can really see this is the tree that overlooks the rock right here. So all we're going to do is just select the terrain tool, lower the terrain, and we're going to dig right here under this rock for the golden nugget. There we go. Go to 3x real quick. And let's go ahead and build a passenger terminal up here in Ogden real fast. I'll go ahead and put it right here. It's a little extra track to do. You could probably put it a little bit closer over here if you wanted to. But I'm going to put it on the side of the town. Won't be a problem. There we go. And let's see where our train's at for the money. It's just going down, so I'm going to hold off on building anything right now. Just get rid of all those tasks. And again, on the gold medals, we've got the hidden treasure. We've done dry spell, which is taking the route past all the wells in the desert. And we got Tool Factory, which is act with foresight and build up a stockpile of tools as early as possible. Now we just have to beat the competition and get happy investors as well. And so what we're going to do, and this is very, very important, it always happens right around November, December 1869. After we make this final delivery, we're going to go back to the depot with the train. And this is very important to do this as soon as possible. We're going to go to the depot real fast. And what we're going to do is actually sell the train. We probably could have done one more run to get a little bit extra money before starting this entire process, but we should be good with doing this as well, because laying track on the other side isn't going to cost a whole lot. So again, I'm going just I guess real time to go as slow as possible. I don't want to do this in 3x because time is definitely of the essence. You want to leave around 1870. If you leave at 1871, it could be too late, depending on what locomotive and what route you go. So to sell a train, you click on the train depot. Once it gets all the way inside, you'll see a little sell button to go ahead and get rid of it. There's a sell button. Got about 1.14 million for that train. And we need to go all the way up here back to Evanston and go ahead and lay some track. Again, be as mindful as possible when laying track. And you want to do this section in just short pieces. Otherwise it will cut into the ground too much. And you just want to connect these. Again, it's cutting into the ground, which we don't want. Let's go this way with it. There we go. And now we got to connect to our final destination, which is over here. Let's just go straight across. Again, use as little money as possible when going across. And then we're just going to cut it going towards Ogden over there. This is all relatively straightforward. There's no major contours moving forward. All right, so connected to all the stops, the final mission is to basically have a passenger train stop in all the cities and at Promontory Point. And so click on this train depot down here. We want to go ahead and buy a train. Again, we're probably going to go with the General because it's a little bit quicker. Or should we do the Baldwin? This is kind of, you can go either way on this, but I think we'll be okay with the General. It's 3 plus 3, so 600. I'm going to go with the General. It's the fastest train. And just buy one passenger car. Do not buy two. And then we need to set the line. We're going to go ahead and do a new line. Basically go through all the stations. So Cheyenne up to Laramie, I believe. Yep. And going by Rawlins right there. To Evanston and then Ogden. And then our final destination, which is Promontory Summit. And you can see the train's already moving. Black and red, my favorite colors by default. And so the train left on time. I'm a little nervous about the finances, only having $500,000 for the journey. Could be a little bit of a killer, but we'll find out here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and 3-exit. This is going to be really, really close on the money side. It's our first stop right there. Might have been better off with going with the cheaper locomotive in this particular case. Usually I have about 800,000 when starting the journey. I think I only had about 500, so this will definitely be a nail biter, so to speak. Especially because the running cost of this is about 50,000 per year, so it should be fine. Even if it takes 3.5 years to get there, we'll beat the other company to the final station, and we should have enough money in the bank as well. Beautiful graphics in this game. I'm definitely very, very happy. The tracks are relatively easy to lay as well compared to the older game. Go. That's our second stop right there in Laramie. Again, we're connecting onto our main revenue source right here, which was going from the iron ore up there down to the tool factory. Instead of running, we could have ran a second line all the way across. That's just wasted money, though, in my opinion, when you can use the same line. That's a good money-saving tip right there for you guys. I know you guys can't really see the date. I guess I should have moved how I was sitting. But it's December 1870, and we're almost at our third stop already, so we're making really, really good time. So if I do future videos, I'll try to move myself away from that early, away from the date right there so you guys can see it. The Baldwin Class 56 came out. It's actually much quicker. I think it goes about 60, 65 kilometers per hour. But it comes too late in the game to be of use to me. Again, maybe you could buy it right then and there and start the 6-passenger journey if you wanted to, but this is the way I get all the gold medals. There may or may not be a better way out there, but this is pretty good all the way through. I've done this twice already with no problems. If you have any other suggestions as far as a better way to beat this mission, you can comment below. If you have any questions on how I did this or how the game works, you're welcome to comment below as well. I will be doing all the missions hopefully in the near future. Again, it takes me a while to figure out the best way to do each particular mission, and I have to work, so I actually have a life. I got to work, I got kids to take care of, so I'm apologetic if it takes a while for the videos to come out per se, but I will be playing a lot more of this game, along with doing many live streams with American Truck Simulator and Train Simulator as well. Those are always my my go-tos on that. Okay, heading to our fourth destination. Getting pretty low on funds, but I think we're okay, and we're doing really good on time as well. I think it will be fairly close once we get to the end on the money aspect again. Following my strategy, you should have usually about 200,000 more right about now. And so I'm hoping that by selecting this particular locomotive, it didn't hurt me, but we'll figure this out here shortly. Also, during my last stream, I believe it was, I want to say it's Baked Bean Kid, hopefully I don't mess that up, gave me $25 towards cancer. I did actually donate another $50 to Cancer Research Institute with his $25 donation. So again, thank you for donating during the live stream. I definitely appreciate that. I think he said it was going to my bar tab, but I actually make decent money, so I don't have to worry about being able to buy games or alcohol. My only problem is time. With money, you lose a lot of time, unfortunately, having to work and everything. All right, so we got just over $200,000, and we're heading to our final destination, which I believe is Promontory Summit, I believe is the name of the station. And this will get us the 5th gold medal, which we need, or actually the 4th and 5th, because we're going to be there by 1874, or May of 1874. And we haven't taken out a loan as well, so we didn't break our budget. We go and follow the train right there again. So we're actually good on funds. I thought we were going to be a little bit lower than that coming into the final station, but we still had plenty of wiggle room if we laid tracks incorrectly or anything else along the way. There you guys go. So that's how to do the Wild West mission and transport Fever and get all 5 gold medals in one go through. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you have any comments, leave them below. And make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/MiddleAgedGamer. I'll see you guys on the very next mission. Cheers, everybody.